President Donald Trump has not only faced his second government shutdown since he took office, but the 35-day event was reportedly the longest in U.S. history, roughly 2 weeks longer than the prior record set during former President Bill Clinton's tenure in the mid-90s. However, while economic data that was delayed due to the partial government shutdown has begun to trickle in, the activity may only be temporary, as negotiations have been slated to continue for just 3 weeks, notably over the more than $5 billion in security funding for the construction of a wall along the southern border. With the potential for another shutdown looming ahead of the weekend, market participants have become increasingly concerned about impacts to GDP growth, as well as the Federal Reserve's ability to make its data-dependent decisions about monetary policy. According to the Congressional Budget Office, real GDP in the fourth quarter was reduced by $3 billion, with another $8 billion shaved off the first quarter, this reflecting both the 5-week partial shutdown as well as economic activity once funding resumed. Moreover, the CBO estimated that the shutdown delayed some $18 billion in federal discretionary spending, along with the inability of some businesses to obtain federal permits and certifications, as well as having interrupted access to federal government-backed subsidies and loans. Those types of disruptions, the CBO said, were probably beginning to reduce economic output as the decision to reopen was made. Against this backdrop, data in the week ahead will provide some salient details about the state of the U.S. economy, including GDP, personal income and spending, job openings and labor turnover, petroleum inventories, as well as a midweek update on consumer prices. CPI in December fell 0.1% to just south of 2%, mainly on the back of lower energy prices, namely gasoline. Meanwhile, among the releases in the latter part of the week, investors are scheduled to receive durable goods, producer prices, initial jobless claims, retail sales, industrial production, and Michigan University's survey on consumer sentiment. There also won't be any shortage of Fed speakers in the week ahead, with, among others, Cleveland Fed Chief Loretta Mester on tap to talk about the economic outlook and monetary policy, and Kansas City Fed President Esther George is also set to discuss the U.S. economy. On the corporate front, Goldman Sachs will hold its Technology and Internet Conference in San Francisco starting on Tuesday, with Microsoft among the companies slated to attend. And as earnings season begins to wind down, several companies continue to line the calendar, including Barrick Gold, Marriott International, Yelp, CBS, Coca-Cola, Duke Energy, Kraft Heinz, NVIDIA, and PepsiCo. In the meantime, select the event calendar option in the IBKR Trader Workstation for a full list of U.S. and global corporate events and earnings, dividend schedules, economic data, IPOs, and more. I'm Steven Levine for Interactive Brokers, asking you to enjoy the week ahead.